What's up guys, it's Brandon, and today I decided to make you a pyramid plunder guide since I was going to be there for so long anyways, and I've kind of picked up some tips and tricks along the way, and I thought I could let you guys know basically how to do everything. So this is going to be an in-depth pyramid plunder guide, and basically everything you have to know about pyramid plunder in order to get the best experience per hour. Just a note before I start this guide, it requires a minimum of level 21 thieving to get in the first room, but I highly recommend having at least 61, maybe even 71 before you start pyramid plunder. On that note, let's head it over to RuneScape and I'll start explaining everything. So guys, although this is a pyramid plunder guide, I found it only fitting to be at the start at the Grand Exchange, because you will need some items that it'll just speed it up, and some of them are actually a necessity. First one I want to talk about is an anti-poison totem, which is what I have here. It's 44,000 dungeoneering tokens, and it does not have to be recharged at all. It is an unlimited supply of anti-poison, so basically you cannot get poisoned, and anytime you would get poisoned, it automatically cancels it out. And at Pyramid Plunder, if you don't have one of these, you're going to want to bring a lot of super anti-poison. I can show you an inventory setup for that, but this is my inventory since I have an anti-poison totem. If you don't have one but you plan on staying at Pyramid Plunder for a while and getting 99 thieving, or just getting higher thieving in general, I would highly recommend getting a anti-poison totem, as it is a lot of help and it saves a lot of money on anti-poison. If you don't have the time for dungeoneering, then again you can use the super anti-poison. I recommend the super anti-poison over the anti-poison because it does last longer and it kind of prevents the poison from getting you for a certain amount of time. Another optional one before we get started is a Pharaoh Scepter. You buy it with 3 charges from the Grand Exchange for about 1 mil. It teleports you inside the pyramid to the mummy, and the mummy, if you guys don't know, the mummy is who you talk to start the game. Once you run out of charges, you can pay him in some of the artifacts that you collect during the minigame, and it recharges your scepter for you back up to 3, but he can only repair it once it gets back down to no charges. So another one, again, you don't need any of this, but I highly recommend some healing familiars. If you don't have a unicorn or some kind of titan, I would bring a bunyip, but note, if you have a unicorn, you can use the cure ability on it, which automatically cures your poison once you get it. So that's a good option if you don't have an anti-poison totem but you do have a unicorn. So once you have all that, you're going to want to bring a summoning potion and extra pouches just so you can stay longer, and basically an emergency supply of food. Also, you want to be as light as possible. It doesn't have to be extremely light, because again, a lot of it depends on thieving, and you don't really run out of energy at all. There's not a whole lot of running since you're looting the chest, but having a light weight on you is going to be very good, and it can be helpful. Another thing before we get started, I don't have one, but it's an Arty cloak. It boosts your thieving up anywhere in RuneScape, so if you have one, then by all means use it. Another thing you want is to be in world 64. It's basically the unofficial Pyramid Plunder world. This just helps because people can go through doors, but as long as the doors don't switch, it's the same for everybody until the door switches. But note, you won't be able to tell when the door switches. So when you're ready to go, just left click on your Pharaoh Scepter and teleport to the first option called Jal Savra, and once you're ready, you're going to want to talk to the mummy. Once you talk to the mummy and learn what you're doing, you can hit start activity, and you basically say that you know what you're doing and he should take you to the first room. I'm not going to do a full run yet, but once you get in the room, there are a few things that you want to notice. This is the timer here, this bar. You have 5 minutes per run to get as much experience as you can. So there are some tips and tricks that you might want to get, but first of all, in every single room you're going to see spear traps against the wall. So you want to click them and hit pass. It'll take a couple seconds for your guy to disarm the traps, and then you can just walk through. Once you get to this side, there's a grand gold chest, 4 doors that are on all sides of the tomb, and 1 sarcophagus. In the grand gold chest, you loot it. If you don't get any XP from it, that means that under you is a scarab swarm, which are these guys, and they just pile on you and hit constantly. They hit about 4 times per second. It's not very high, but it all adds up when they hit so fast. Another thing you want to note while doing this, opening the grand gold chest in the middle of every room can give you a chance to get a Pharaoh Scepter as a loot from here, and the Ring of Wealth does come into play there. So once you have that done, there's 4 different doors, like I said, and I saw people run through into this door, so that means that unless the door switched, it is this door. So you go through and you see this door leads to a dead end, so you run around and you check the other doors. Since that guy ran away from that door after opening it, after doing that emote, I know that it's not that door right now, and since he disappeared, you can follow him. So this is why being in that pyramid plunder world helps, but you gotta be sure not to just run straight through the spear traps, because they do deal a certain amount of damage, increasing amount as you get higher into the rooms, and you can fail on a lot of this. So basically what you want to do is just get through these lower rooms as fast as you can, and just try to get to your max room as fast as you can. So I'm going to start this run over, and once I get to room 7, which is the level 81 room, I'll begin recording and tell you guys what to do from there. So guys, I decided I was just going to show you a full run right now to kind of show you guys what to do and how much attention you actually have to pay to get this right. But as I'm doing this run, I decided I'd talk to you about some of the methods to get some of the best XP per hour. For example, if I'm 91 thieving or higher and I can get to all the rooms in Pyramid Plunder, I'm going to want to get up to 1 room before my max room, so the level 81 or room 7, as fast as I can. And once I get there, you can start looting some of the urns there, just so you don't have too much spare time when you get into your max room. This is kind of important because you don't want to be in your highest room and finish opening all the urns if you have way too much time left, because then that's just wasting time that you could have been getting more XP on the second highest room you can get to, and it actually does add up. Another thing I'd like to throw in, each room has 13 of these urns. They have the search option and a check for snake option. Both of them give thieving XP, but it will slow you down a lot if you try to check them all for snakes. So I suggest just searching, but if you fail a couple times and you're going really slow on a certain urn, either skip it and come back to it if you have more time, or just search for snakes and try again. Usually when you search for snakes, it is a lot easier because you already see the snake in there, and chances are you're not going to fail trying to search it. Again, you don't have to have a full inventory. I mean, you don't have to have an empty inventory. Even if you have a full inventory and you loot an urn, it'll just wind up right under you on the floor. So you don't have to keep emptying your inventory to get so you get the drops. But I suggest that for the method I'm teaching you now, you just keep the stone artifacts. So that's stone scarab, a statuette, and there's one other I can't remember right now. Sorry about that. I'll show you guys when we get there. It really doesn't matter, but you just kind of want to collect the stone ones because that is probably the most common and makes it a lot easier to pay to recharge your scepter with. If I get enough, I can show you recharging my scepter next one. So guys, I'm about to be in my second highest room. So I'm in my second highest room and I still have over half the timer left, or about half. So what you're going to do, even though this isn't your highest room, you're going to want to start searching some of the urns. And as you can see, it's actually pretty decent XP, 675 XP per urn at level 81. And you're going to start looting as many as you can. That's what the failing is. Sometimes a snake bites you and you can't search it, but just keep clicking it and you'll eventually get it. So this is the first few times you do this, it's going to be all about trial and error to see how much time you want to leave yourself for your last room. But in an ideal situation, you want to be able to loot all, close to, or all of the urns in the last 2 rooms you can do. So for example, I'm probably not going to be able to do it this time because I had a couple of doors change on me. So I know from experience that right about now I should start searching these doors, picking the locks to get into my max room, because if you can't get into your max room and get all the urns open, you're going to lose a pretty good chunk of XP. So the main thing you want to look out for here is to get the timing down so you know how long it takes you to open all 13 urns in your last room on a decent run. So once you get in your last room, just start opening all the urns, and at least the level 91 room, you'll get a little over 10k XP for opening all the urns, as it's 825 XP per urn, and there's 13 of them in each room, plus a grand gold chest, which if you don't get a scarab swarm, then you can get even more XP. Another thing you want to know, you can also get a pharaoh scepter from inside the sarcophagus, but I don't recommend doing that, as it doesn't even give thieving XP. It gives a small amount of strength XP, and it also releases a mummy into the room that can attack anybody who walks in, and it takes a couple minutes for it to disappear, so it can do a severe amount of damage on you, because you don't see the hits coming in at you once when you're looting an urn. So I just suggest not even opening it. If you really want to get a pharaoh scepter, then just try to open all of the grand gold chests in every room. But it is kind of rare. I've only gotten 3 since I started Pyramid Plunder, and I'm already 97 thieving. But, you know, now that it's a mill, it might be worth it for some of you people. So basically, like I said, you want to, the gold seals and all that kind of stuff, the gold artifacts are not as important. You want to try to get as many of the stone ones as you can, because they're the easiest to repair your pharaoh scepter with. So see, I miscalculated by a little bit, so I actually have a couple seconds left over. So now that I'm starting to get hurt, this is a perfect time for you to summon a healing familiar. If you don't have one, then you might just want to bring some extra food or better armor in case you get attacked by something. So once you're done, if you have spare time, you can go to any of the doors or this room here and say, yes, I'm out of here, and he kicks you out. Once you're done each run, the fastest way to get back in is to teleport on your pharaoh scepter and go back to Jalsavra, rather than searching on all sides of the pyramid trying to find which one leads to the room with the mummy in it. Once your scepter runs out of charges, you just talk to the mummy. You don't start the activity. You start it, you talk to him, and you ask if you can repair your scepter, and just say you would like to pay him in the stone artifacts. It takes 12 stone artifacts to charge your scepter, and then I usually drop the rest just for inventory space, but you can feel free to hold on to them if you want. So guys, to wrap it up, this is probably some of the best thieving XP in the game, especially at 91 or higher. I'd advise you that if you're not 71, at least 61, maybe even 71, you try something else, whether it be blackjacking or master farmers. But once you get up to level 91, if you get some good runs and you stay focused the whole time, you can get over 250k XP an hour, which really adds up, and it's actually really fast. I went from 91 to 97, almost 98 in less than a week. It's going by really quick, so depending how much you're on, you can get your thieving goal very quickly. Before I end it, guys, this is one of the runs that if you're in this kind of situation, you have basically 3/4 of the time left when you get into your second to last room. This is when you want to take full advantage of that time left over and try to open every single urn in the room before your max room and all the urns in your main room. So in my situation, if I can open all the urns in the level 81 room and then get over to the level 91 room in time and open all the urns there, I can get over 20k XP, maybe even closer to 25k XP just in these last 2 rooms. So it really does help if you can get there quick. If you have some friends that want to come with you, it's best to have some friends or some people that you meet here to kind of check other doors, like split up when you get into the room, and one person goes to each door. That way you can see right away which door is the right one, and you can get in and out of this mini game very quickly. So guys, I hope this guide helped you out some. Yeah. Basically, all you want to do is make sure you're still paying attention this whole time. If you don't pay attention, like I just was there, the time can run down very, very quickly. It seems like it's a lot less than 5 minutes, but it is in fact 5 minutes per pyramid. And if you can get, the main goal is to open all the urns in your main room, but if you have time to get the rooms before that, it's also a really good idea to get as many as you can before. But like I said earlier, a lot of this is trial and error to see how long it usually takes you to open up all the urns in your last room with the average amount of fails. You will fail quite a few times, but you just got to get used to it. it gets kind of bearable. It's not too bad, especially as you get higher, and in higher rooms you'll stop failing as much, and it's actually some of the best thieving XP that I've found so far. Blackjacking might be able to get better, but that's only if you are paying attention the whole time and a higher level, so you're not failing as much. But I think for just playing a little mini game like this and just walking around searching some urns, it's probably some of the best thieving XP in the game. And I hope you guys come check this out if you ever need some thieving levels. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this guide helped you out. So yeah, any questions, just put them in the comments below and I'll answer them. If I forgot anything, also let me know, and I can add that in an annotation or something. So again, comment, rate, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Oh guys, one last thing before I end this video. I just thought I'd mention to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned, because I'm getting close to 99 thieving. I'm probably going to have some kind of little party for it. I was thinking of having some kind of drop party for it, but since I got hacked and all that, I don't have much money in the bank that I can afford to give away, especially with all the skills that I have to buy. So it's probably just going to be a little meeting, and we might go kill boss or something afterwards, but not too sure about that yet. But if you guys would want to come see me get 99 thieving, and just leave a comment below. If I get enough people that say they would come, then I'll make a little video in a day or so about when it'll be and where we can meet. And other than that, stay tuned, because after I get 99 thieving, I'll be able to start making my Slayer vlogs again. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just when I'm doing Slayer, I'll make my vlogs that day with the backdrop of Slayer, so it's a little more interesting than me just running around in circles at Pyramid Plunder. So again guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this guide helped you out as much as I hope it will. And yeah, stay tuned for some more videos. Again, any questions you might have about Pyramid Plunder or thieving in general, just leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them.